If you're in your 30s and your 40s and you are still training like you're in your 20s, that is exactly why you are burnt out, sore, and not getting the results that you want. I'm about to turn 40, and in my 20s, I could go out with the mates, go and play some football, sink 7, 8, even 9 pints of Guinness, and then be back in the gym the next morning for a hard day of training. I got away with it, but you don't anymore, and neither do I. The body is different. The work stress is different. Life stress is different. Kids, business, leadership, it all adds up. But here's the thing, your 30s and your 40s are actually the prime time for you to get in the best shape of your life. But what you have to understand is that you have to change your approach in order to reach your target. By the way, if you want something simple to follow straight away, then there's a 14-day free program in the description. That shows you exactly how the rebuild program here at Fit Academy works, and it'll get you started on your own fitness journey. The 3 things that I'm going to talk about are your training, your mindset, and your nutrition. Now, when it comes to training, you need to stop acting like you are 25 years old again, because more does not equal better. Better equals better. Here's the main problem. You might be training 6 to 7 times a week, but they are random all over the shop sessions. You are beasting yourself every single workout thinking that you're working hard, but actually you're not giving yourself recovery in order to go as far as you need to. You have zero structure to your sessions, and you've also not set yourself an end date. All of this just leads to burnout, injuries, soreness, and ultimately falling off completely. Here's a simple and effective structure that I recommend to a lot of lads so they can start seeing results. You're going to split your workouts into 5 to 6 days per week with a focus on 2 upper sessions, 2 lower sessions, 1 cardio, and only if you have the energy and time. It is optional. You do what I call a fun session, preferably a group organized activity. Now, your upper and lower sessions are going to be strength orientated with recovery built in. You are going to stay strong, you are going to build muscle, but you're also going to stay lean. The cardio day can be sprint intervals, it can be a long zone 2 style workout or run, and you can use any type of equipment you want. I personally prefer running, but some people like the bike, the rowing machine, maybe even the ski erg, if you were dropped on your head as a baby. And the optional fun day of training, do something with mates, do something with a group of people. It could be a CrossFit class, it could be a high rocks class, it could even be playing a game of rugby or football with the mates. Just make it something where you're having a little bit of human contact, because once you dial into your fitness journey, it can become a very lonely endeavor, and having people around you will make the journey a lot easier. The second thing I want you to focus on is your mindset. And by this, I mean the way that you approach your workouts and the general energy around lifting. Now, one of the biggest problems we have is that we train with no specific goal, no end date. We know we want to get lean, we know we want a 6-pack, but that could be a forever journey, or you could set yourself a target by a certain date. Now, when we train just willy-nilly, there's no urgency. There's no real emotional investment behind any of it. It's very easy to drift. You can start adding in random movements and workouts that have no benefit towards the actual goal you're aiming for. And it is very, very easy to quit. The best way to fix this is to give yourself a start date and a definitive end date. You're getting married. Start today, wedding in 90 days. Perfect. You want to be comfortable taking your top off on holiday. Start today, holiday booked for July, 6 months in between. Perfect. Be clear with your goals. Be clear when you want the results and then work towards it. Now, something else to do with the mindset. When we get older, a lot of us will use that as an excuse not to push ourselves hard. But here's the thing. Your 30s and your 40s are actually the prime time for you to build the physique that you've dreamt of your whole life. You have more disposable income. You have better discipline. You have a better work ethic. There is a hell of a lot less ego, and you have more patience. The discipline that you're looking for is most likely already there, lads. What you need to do is learn how to redirect it. And a final note on mindset. If you're doing this all on your own, it can become a very difficult journey. So someone external to keep you accountable, for me, has always been key to success. Now, that someone keeping you accountable can be a partner, it can be a friend, it could even be a professional coach. Because left to your own devices, you will probably overdo it or even underdo it. You'll start skipping sessions, you'll start guessing at your nutrition, and your planning will go out of the window. Having someone keep you accountable at the end of every single week is going to help keep you on track and get you hitting those targets. Now, the third thing that I want you to focus on is your nutrition. And the one non-negotiable skill that you have to develop is tracking your food. In my 5 years of coaching, I have never seen anyone go from A to B with an exceptional transformation without tracking their calories and macros through the process. And there are a huge amount of benefits to doing this. You become more aware of what you're eating and why you are eating. You gain a lot of control around your food choices. You understand that there is a wide range of flexibility within day-to-day and weekly intake. And ultimately, it's a skill for life that once you've done a couple of times, you will probably be able to do quite instinctively by following looser guidelines rather than being rigid every single day. But that's for those of you that have been doing it for a while, not for beginners. My own personal experience with this is that when I learned how to track my macros, I can go out for a meal with the girlfriend and not actually stress, because I'll know that it's either going to fit within my daily allowance or I know it's going to be an indulgence, so I'll just adjust for the rest of the week. It's not that stressful. Now, I understand that a lot of people might think that this is quite neurotic behavior, but ultimately it just gives you more power. I understand that daily there is a 100 to 150 calorie flex either side of your target, and daily fluctuations are going to be normal. Sometimes it's up, sometimes it's down. And you will ultimately understand that weekly averages are far more important than your daily averages. And we teach the Body Bank system at the Dom Fit Academy, which sets you up for big nights out. So you can still have fun and hit your targets. And you know what? Sometimes I just want to chill, have some popcorn and a couple of scoops of Ben & Jerry's without feeling like shit about it. If you can get those three things in check, you are going to set yourself on the path to success. And you'll avoid a lot of mistakes, such as going too hard far too early, going straight into a calorie deficit without even really understanding what your maintenance calories are, and also having the understanding that if you are not seeing results, if you are not losing fat, if you are not building muscle, then you are probably not eating correctly and not tracking in the way that you should. Now, this is the basic system, people, and it works. Give it a go. And if you want a 14-day free program, as I mentioned at the start, there is a link in the description. Now go to the gym and earn your fit.